What's up guys, today I'm going to be making a video describing the benefits of cutting and my personal top 5 benefits that I enjoy the most from a cutting diet. Now before we get too deep into the video, I want to kind of remind you guys what a cut really is in my terms. Basically, for me, what a cut is eating less in order to achieve a lesser body fat percentage. Now that might mean eating different foods, eating different supplements, changing up my workouts, all for the sake of losing body fat while trying to retain the most amount of muscle possible. Now, you can vary on what a cutting diet is. You can change up the definition to whatever you really see fit, as long as it fits the broad terms of eating less to weigh less. Now, I'm sure many of you are wondering, Logan, we clicked on this video to learn some benefits of cutting. So, tell us some. Well, to get into the very basics of the benefits of cutting, it can severely improve your health. To give you a kind of an example, let's talk about cardiovascular health. Let's say on a day-to-day basis outside of cutting, you typically eat, let's say, 3 pizzas, 10 meatballs, and a few gallons of milk. Let's say you go on a cut and now you eat freshly cut salads and about a pound of fruit a day, because that's so realistic, right? Maybe for queso. Anyways though, let's take the food that you were eating and then compare it to the food that you're now eating. In terms of cardiovascular health, we're removing the bad fats, the oils, the excessive dairy, the stuff that basically clogs up your arteries, risking you at cardiovascular diseases, heart attacks, things like that. Another benefit to going on a cut is actually improved energy. I noticed this mainly when I start cutting. I've done 2 cut cycles in my life now. Each time I've noticed that within the first 2 weeks to a month of being on a cut, my body actually, it's more energetic. Maybe it's because I'm eating healthier food in better quantities. Maybe it's because, I'm just more live-like. But whatever it may be, as a side effect that I've seen, cutting drastically improves my energy. I'm not as tired all the time because I'm not as lethargic. And being that I'm not as lethargic, I'm able to get out, burn more calories, even more so than I already am doing what I do on a day-to-day basis, therefore improving my cut, which is another amazing benefit, just getting outside in general. Alright, so coming back at you guys with another unnecessary camera angle change, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 benefits that I see as my absolute favorite to cutting. Starting at number 1 is appearance change. What you guys realize cutting is that your appearance, it can change a lot, it can change a little, depending on how much effort you put in, depending on how much you change your diet, depending on how much you work out, depending on how active your lifestyle is. Me personally, this is me off of a cut. Decent, not the worst, could be better. And then this is me on a cut within, I want to say the last month, because I've been cutting for about 2 months. What you realize, especially if you have body dysmorphia, is that as you lose the weight, you feel more nimble, you feel better, you feel healthier. And as I said previously, you feel less lethargic, because I have a lisp now, so I can't pronounce things right. But you'll feel less lethargic. And from that, the energy gets to you, you're boosted, you're happy. It kind of shoots out your body dysmorphia, and then you look at yourself in the mirror and you realize, hey, I look really good. Having a less body fat percentage gives you more vascularity. Can't really see it with me, but more vascularity, more striations, and better striations if you already have good striations, and a better well-toned physique. And you'll notice, ideally you'll notice in the quads first, because you use your legs the most on a day-to-day basis, unless you're crippled and you don't use them at all, and you won't see any difference in your legs. But putting that aside, you probably notice it in the quads first, going to your shoulders, to your abs, and then maybe your forearms too. Now, coming at you guys with number 2 for my favorite, absolute favorite benefit to cutting is going to be the happiness I get from the results that I'm able to witness. Whether it's from the weight on the scale going down to the results I see in the mirror, the joy that fills my body when I'm able to see these results is overwhelming. It makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel like it's worth it. It makes me feel like I'm worth it, because I'm taking the time and the the time of day and the dedication and the hard work, putting it all together into myself to become the best version of myself that I can possibly be, which is what I want for you guys as well. And I'm sure if you do the same exact things, that you will also have an immense amount of happiness when you look in the mirror and realize that it wasn't for nothing, and that it was for something, and it was for a better you, a better life for yourself. But that happiness is definitely one of my top favorite benefits that I cut, from cutting. It's astounding when you realize how happy you can get from just eating less, eating better, and changing up your lifestyle for the better to have a better life. Boom. So reason number 3, my favorite reason that I love cutting is because personally, I love having a slimmer waist and a flatter stomach. To me, it makes me feel like I'm not as bulky, I'm not as big, and personally, not saying that I am fat, but it makes me feel like I'm not as fat as I normally am. Something you guys will typically see on most people, including yourselves, is love handles and the little tub of fat that's right here that you can almost always pinch. When you're cutting, and cutting right, not cheating, like I definitely don't, ignoring that pizza box that I just lifted up that you totally didn't see. When you don't cheat and you see those results, it makes you feel like you're slimmer, you're better than you were. That's the way I see it. That's the way I feel like I benefit from it. And it just makes me feel like, it makes me feel like I'm cool. Having a slim waist, it gives me better proportions. It makes me like a Dorito, slim at the hips, and then it comes up to a broad spectrum, basically. But, I think it just looks way better. It's a great result if you're cutting right. But do keep in mind that losing the fat around here, around your waist, to get a slimmer waist, that is the last place you will lose fat. Unless you're doing not even doing a million crunches and sit-ups a day and Russian twists, it will be the last thing to go, because that is where your body will initially store fat. It's biology. You can't change biology, but you can fight it. So do keep in mind that is the last place you will lose fat. Don't stress it. It will come with time and effort. Now, reason number 4. I think personally, I feel a lot more nimble, right, when I'm on cut. I feel like I can jump 10 feet in the air. I feel like I can do 1,000 pull-ups. I feel like I can do stupid stuff like I'm doing right now with no effort whatsoever. And I think that's one of my best benefits to cutting. And I know I've said that about everything so far, but I think the ability to feel nimble and agile and lifelike, like a rubber band shooting off into the distance, that sudden burst of energy. It's like you just have so many more of those. And to me, it's like, I'm jumping from one thing to another with bursts of energy, and it's just, I feel like a cheetah, I'm just so out there. And it's because of the cut that I'm able to feel like that, from those bursts of energy, and then the happiness I feel, and it's like, I'm an acrobat, But putting all of that aside, I think my fifth and final benefit to cutting is being able to experience it firsthand in order to help and educate people on what's good for cutting and what's bad for cutting. I know I don't always word things the best way, and I don't always say things the right way, but I put myself through these experiences to be able to help you guys out and tell you guys what's right from wrong in my own opinion. And if you're willing to accept it, then there you go. And if not, that's perfectly fine, because there are plenty of other opinions out there for you to listen to that best coordinate yourself to your goals, that are best orientated for what you want to achieve in life. But that is definitely my fifth and final benefit to cutting, is being able to learn and educate myself. You can learn and educate yourself to better help others understand what they're going through and what they are about to go through. Bam, and just like that, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed just as much as I enjoyed making it. I hope you learned a thing or two from my perspective on cutting and the benefits of it. But coming to an end, I want to remind you guys that voting is still going on for Mr. Health and Fitness. You can vote once a day for a free vote. If you could, please take 10 seconds out of your day and verify your Facebook, verify a card. Those are the two options for the free vote. You don't have to spend any money. It's just for verification to make sure you're a real person, so there's no cheating in the competition. But please do vote for me. I'll put the link in the description, and I don't think it's been turning into a link for some reason. I do apologize for that, but you can copy and paste it if you're willing to do so. It might take more than 10 seconds if you do. It might take 15. Do not fret. That's only 5 seconds out of your time. Not that long when you really think about it. But that's going to be the end of this video. I want to remind you guys that someone out there does love you. They want you to be the very best version of yourself that you can possibly be. You may not know them, but they know you. And that's all that matters. But that's the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have an amazing day.